Welcome to Lincoln. I guess maybe I should have been the first guy, but appreciate everyone traveling here to Lincoln today. I know we really enjoy putting this on every couple of years. As a few of the coaches have mentioned, they don't look at the past. At Nebraska Wesleyan, we will be looking at the past a little bit this year. We are celebrating 100 years of football at our university, and I know there will be a number of celebrations ensue and those types of things. Always kind of interesting to look back at that. We have a lot of alumni that are excited about this, and a lot of things in the planning stage and just celebrating the great game of football at our university. We open camp next Wednesday, the 13th. Right now, we have 132 guys committed to coming to play for us, but you know, in the few hours I've been down here today, that can change one way or the other. So it'll be interesting to see when we get back to the office how many are expected to come. The exciting thing about the 132, though, is that 26 of those guys are going to be seniors. And anytime you have, at least I think in our league, anytime you get up to 18, 19, 20 seniors, you got a chance to be pretty good. And the exciting thing about our 26 returners are that all of them play for us and all contribute. There's not 5 or 6 of them that play and the rest of them don't, but all of those guys are very valuable. And to have that kind of experience coming back, I think bodes very well for us. Recruiting, I think, has gone very well. Gone are the days of getting 70 recruits. Coach Franzen changed that. A little different now. They're back to recruiting Nebraska, so we're not going to get 70 recruits anymore. But we have around 50, 51 guys coming in this year, and I really thought we did extremely well in the offensive line and linebacker. Those are the two positions that we feel like we got some quality players, and there will probably be some freshmen from those two position areas that'll probably play for us some this year. The last couple of years, we've been very strong defensively. Our defense has really carried our football team, and really don't see that changing much again this year. We are led by Philip Schroer in the secondary at free safety. Philip is one of those special kind of players. Has led the nation in interceptions, both sophomore and junior, and did it last year despite missing 2 football games. And he is a dynamic player, can really change things for us, whether it be with an interception. He's blocked a number of kicks in his career, maybe can return some kicks. He's one of those players that could probably start for us at receiver, corner, safety, maybe even be a quarterback. But we feel very blessed to have him. And the neat thing about Philip is if you look at him now, and if you had a picture of him when we walked off the field last November, you wouldn't recognize the difference. He is much more of a physical player and has really dedicated himself this offseason, and really expect great things from him defensively. Besides Phil in our secondary, Paul Seeger's back at corner, had an exceptional year for us, had 4 or 5 interceptions as well. And then Tony Turk will be our other corner. Our linebacker core, we think, will be a very physical group, kind of led by Jim Taverdi. He'll be a senior for us at linebacker. And then also Cody Dryden, some young freshmen we think will come in and play very quality minutes for us. Defensive line, we have a real solid group of 5 or 6 players there. We can't get any injuries there, but we feel like those 5 or 6 are very solid. We have David Duff and Jake Rehall up front, kind of being our standouts there, more notable players. Offensively, the last couple of years we haven't been very strong, to be honest with you, and primarily we haven't been very good in the offensive line. We think our offensive line might be one of our stronger positions this year. We have 4 starters back, and we do have an infusion of some new players there, some freshmen and some transfers that we think we can do extremely well. And so I think maybe we'll kind of be back to being pretty good up front. We will be led by a junior, Dan Peterson, who was first-team All-League last year as a sophomore, which is quite an accomplishment, I think, in our league for a sophomore to get that recognition. So hopefully we'll have the guys up front, and we'll do much, much better there. Of course, then the next thing you look at, I think, is quarterback. And we do have to replace a 3-year starter. And Zach Raby was a very talented player for us, played with a lot of heart. Wasn't the prettiest player, but certainly got a lot out of his ability. Replacing him will be Matt Hagee. Matt will be a junior out of Plattsmouth. Matt did have the opportunity to play in every game last year. We were fortunate enough to be able to get him in every game. And then in the last game of the year last year, Zach had gotten hurt on the second series, so Matt really had to play the whole game. And he got a good feel for the offense and what it's like to be a starting quarterback in the GPAC, and really helped him in this off season. And Matt has those qualities that you look for in a quarterback. That's tremendous leadership skills. Is somewhat unflappable. He's a very, very, very good student, and has those intangibles that the players will follow. In fact, his teammates have voted him a captain. He hasn't even started a game yet. He's already been selected as a captain for us. And I think that speaks very highly of Matt and what his teammates feel about him. So, Matt, we run the offense. We got those 4 starters up front. We have a total of 8 starters back offensively. I think our wide receiver core is going to be very, very solid once again. We do graduate one player there, Justin Florin, who was all conference. But we lose Justin, but we get Mike Millard back. Mike was probably our best receiver 2 years ago, and then had to sit out last year with an off-season knee injury. So we do gain Mike back, plus all the other receivers that were in our kind of 6-man rotation. So we feel we'll have a good group there. Tight end would be John Duff once again, was all conference last year at that position. He's a tremendous blocker for us, gives us the ability to get to the edge and those types of things. So we think we'll be solid at that position as well. Running backs, we have every single running back back. We didn't graduate a single one. So we'll have Jordan Stutzman back once again, his first team All-League last year. Corey Kalin, who splits time with Jordan, might be just as good, if not better. So we'll have those 2 rotating. And then our third running back is Seth LaRouge, actually started 2 years ago for us. So I think we have a good, solid group of A-backs. That's our I-back position. And then we have our fullbacks back as well. And so I think skill-wise we should be pretty solid, and if the young players up front come through for us like we believe they will, I think we've got a chance to carry our weight offensively. Again, defense has kind of carried the load for us, and I think offensively we might take care of business in our end. In the kicking game, we do return both kickers. We do need to replace our punter, but we think we have a very capable sophomore there that's going to step in and punt for us as well. Again, I want to thank everyone that came today. I thank Ken Hamilton from the Journal-Star, who does a really nice job covering small college football here in the state of Nebraska. Channel 21, of course, who covers all of our games, our home games on television, and then also Jason as well, and everything he's done for the GPAC and so forth. Off-season work ethic, just in closing, I guess, that's always kind of the concern, what kind of leadership we're going to have, what kind of work ethic we're going to have. The one thing I can say is, in my time at Wesleyan, 13 years, you kind of keep track of those statistics, how fast we run, how strong are we, and all those things. This is the biggest, the strongest, and the fastest team that we have put on the field today, which really speaks a lot about the off-season work ethic and those older kids, those 26 seniors, and what they've done. Now, does that translate to first downs? Does that translate to sacks or wins? I don't know. But at least athletically, we're going to be better than we have been. And so we feel that gives us a chance anyway. So again, you've heard enough from all of us. Again, Corey, I appreciate everything you've done. I don't know of another conference in the nation at our level that puts on this type of event. And I really think that's fantastic. And Corey's to thank for that. Are there any questions? Ken, I knew you'd ask me. Yes, sir.
What does it take to go to the next step?
Well, you can't lose more than 2 games. I know that. That's probably about it, and that's not always the answer either, is it? Or I'm not sure. To move on, I guess you're referring to going from being 7-3 last couple of years, and what's going to take to go up. You've got to win maybe a couple games that maybe you aren't supposed to win, and then you can't lose any games that you probably should win. And it's probably as simple as that. And it's really difficult in our league. And I know this is trite, but there are no breathers, and it's really difficult to keep up that same intensity, that same level through 10 weeks. And I really admire, Orv and Kalen and Steve, how they can do that week after week and not seem to have a dip in performance. And it's really hard. You can't be too emotional because that it only lasts for 2 or 3 games that you can play with a lot of emotion. You just can't get your team to play at that level all the time. So you've got to strike a balance somewhere where you remain pretty much an even keel throughout the year, but still able to perform and perform well. So you just can't have any type of ups and downs, I guess. And I think if we can kind of level that out a little bit, ourselves and anybody up here will have a chance to go on beyond the regular season. I don't know if that answers your question. But anything else? Very good. Thank you. Once again, welcome to Lincoln.